What was the first beat you ever made?
The first beat I made was on the Machine MPC. My first beat was probably with some trash.
So even with the AI, you nervous about with the AI, with your spot?
No, I'm not nervous because at the end of the day, music's art. You know, it's like human emotion.
What's some game that you could give to a young producer trying to get into the game?
Yeah, I mean, just starting out, like YouTube is your best friend. Making beats and like learning audio production and audio engineering gave me like a new life, essentially. You know, the music is therapy.
All right, let's start this up. We're at Headz Real Talk Podcast. We got a man with a great tagline. Call him Flawless. Brendan Law, platinum level producer, sound architect, one of the rare creators who could take a raw beat and just create something beautiful. I've seen it with my own eyes. Really impressive with what he could do with his skills and stuff like that. His beats travel. His ears are different. His work ethic. He's like the quiet dude in the room. You know, we're going to get more into that. That's just a little bit of background that I see of him. You know, and this is today on Real Talk. Introduction, Brendan Flawless Law.
Boom, 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 boom.
We got to do the studio artist with the little clap.
No, I appreciate the lengthy introduction. I appreciate the gas.
You know, I could have went longer, but you know what I'm saying? I want you to talk, you know, let the people know, have an audience that we get some new fans today.
Yeah, you know, you out here doing great things. You're doing things for the kids, you know, trying to teach music, trying
I am doing great.
Trying to spread the knowledge to the youth, trying to give them something positive in their lives.
Well, you know, that's how me and you connected too, because, you know, a little backstory on how I met Flawless. I was doing a program with Casey, and he said that he had a producer that makes the beats. And when I came in, he was the one. He's a platinum producer. I was like, oh, let me see, let me check him out. He come in here, long hair, looking all cute, pretty and stuff. I said, who this? Like the Passion of Christ coming walking through. I said, what he got? Then he came in there, and then beats was fire. So it's like all day respect. Nothing but love since I met him a couple of years ago. We've been building and working ever since. So
we've been locked in.
You know, tell them about what you got going on with what you got some new stuff going on. Let people know what you've been up to.
Well, you know, as you know, we got our studio over in Meriden, Ivy Grove Studios. You know, we're trying to just build a sound and build a home base for artists from Connecticut that like take their craft seriously and, you know, want to invest in their craft and get better and be around high level people to, you know, try to make it in this industry. So that's kind of what's been the goal lately is, you know, building up the studio and networking and trying to, you know, put the pieces together and to, you know, establish a lane for artists to go through to, you know, get themselves a foot in the door in the industry and you know, get some motion going.
Gotcha. And in Connecticut, there's a lot of talent and there's a lot of ways to make some money out right here. You don't have to go too far. So what he's saying is right. He has a studio. You rent your studio out?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Throw a little plug in there. What you got? What you got? We'll throw some pictures, you know, what you got?
Yeah, we got Ivy Grove Studios, recording time, 75 an hour, you know. I do custom beats as well, production sessions. We have a live event room for listening parties and single release parties, and it's set up for, you know, content, shoot pictures and reels, you know, pretty much anywhere, any wall in the room.
Gotcha. Content is the game.
Content is key.
And that's all in one space. So you don't got to go to too many places because the building that on where he's located in, it's a wonderful building there too to get some footage. So you name some people that you had come in there. Any artists out there that some people may know that come to your studio?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, first and foremost, the guys, Eastside Lenny.
Okay.
Smile Little Crybaby.
Okay.
Joseph Gray.
Okay. Soft Gangster.
I
need a hoodie. You know, I see him going around and handing out hoodies and stuff.
Yeah, Lenny's out here in the streets.
I'm about to be the next one. I got you. You know, I got you.
Yes, sir. You know what? We definitely got one for you.
Appreciate it.
And then, you know, we got some new artists that, you know, up and coming in Connecticut, like Kid09. He be recording in our studio a lot. Dusty Stay True, another fire artist from Connecticut.
Okay, Dusty. What's the other name? Kid what? K9?
Kid09.
Kid09, I'm not good with names. Sorry, people. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. Okay, all right.
Riz Margella. and all the homies.
Okay. Hey, we're trying to get some more people. So how'd you come up with the name Flawless?
Well, my last name is Law, so I was trying to think of a name that like incorporated my last name, but that was still still some fly,
Okay.
still some fly stuff.
Okay. Flawless victory.
Yeah, right. Some Mortal Kombat.
All right. What was the first beat you ever made?
First beat I ever made, I don't even know.
What did you make it on? How long you been making beats?
Been making beats probably about 10 years now.
Okay.
I got the first beat I made was on the Machine MPC. So it was like the drum machine, kind of like the old school pad.
Okay. You actually had to touch and
yeah, you had to,
That has a little bit more talent. It's a lot of AI, a lot of the things be assisting and stuff. So
definitely. There's a lot of that these days. But yeah, my first beat was probably some trash, but I thought it was fire at the time.
You got to start somewhere.
Just like every producer's first beat, you're like, oh man, I'm about to sell this for $1 million. I'm lit. Like, let's go. Who wants this beat?
I can't wait for everybody to hear this. Don't. Don't. They're like, oh, nice.
Okay.
So even with the AI, you nervous about with the AI with your spot?
No, I'm not. I'm not nervous because at the end of the day, music's art. It's like human emotion.
See, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear more of that because I know people are leaning toward that, but it's that human emotion, you cannot replicate that.
Right, and there's been some studies done of like two paintings put side by side, like one AI, one done by like a human, and like we can still pick out which one is which. So the human brain can still tell the difference right now.
See.
So I feel like that carries over into the music a little bit. Like. I feel like you just hear it's kind of like empty. Like Timbaland's like AI artist is like, it's kind of a weird,
I'm kind of disappointed in that route, but
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like a money grab, like you don't want to give splits or share your royalties with like a real female fire artist that you could like cultivate and like build with. And,
exactly.
You're just trying to keep all the points and royalties on everything,
Yeah, so if you're in it for the money,
From a business perspective, I get it.
Yeah.
But he's already Timbaland. Like, why?
Yeah, you don't want to start messing with the name.
Yeah, exactly.
So who's an artist that you would dream of cooking a beat up and they like, yo, we need that? Who's somebody that you got on your hit list?
I mean, it would definitely be Future. Future's just like the top of the list.
Top.
Yeah, that's
top of the food chain. Future.
That'd be my ultimate placement.
Okay.
Probably made 1,000 Future beats.
Future, you done seen them. You done seen them. We playing with a boy like that. Just check it out. Just check them out.
Yeah.
Who else? Anybody in Connecticut or tri-state area that you're trying to hit up?
I mean, I've worked with almost every notable artist in Connecticut.
All right. Okay.
I got records with a lot of people. I've been tapped into the Connecticut music scene for a long time now. So
okay, outside of Connecticut, anybody that we might know? Just a little flex on them. We don't know.
What's you saying? Some upcoming records?
Some just names. Could be somebody that little baby. Could be
Oh, people I want to work with,
or that you have. Who have you worked with? Anybody that we may know of.
I mean, I got records with Young Thug.
Okay.
Osuna.
Okay.
Couple of, my focus lately has been trying to tap in with like some underground up and coming artists in like other cities like Atlanta and LA and Houston and
like build with them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's hard tapping in with like a super lit artist because they have their established team and their camp and there's 10 producers already signed to them and like they don't even go outside of their circle to even look for beats, because they don't have to.
Well, if I was in that circle, I wouldn't really want any outsider coming in too. So I'll be the person. I'll be blocking your blessings too. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine every artist that we hear about already has that pretty much going for them. So you got to kind of start on the ground level if you're trying to like tap in.
So what's your favorite type of beat to make? Like a smooth, I see Future, so you like that party?
Nah, I mean it changes. It's like it even changes like with the seasons. Starts getting cold out, start making different kind of beats. I hear one artist in their style inspires me, so I start making a bunch of beats in that style. So it's like whatever's like been exciting and like inspiring for me is like what the type of beats I like making. And lately that's been like some smooth, soulful kind of like, but up tempo, still got the bop, you can still rap some shit to it.
Gotcha,
So like,
I want to tap in. You're newly father.
yes.
So how is that juggling with the baby boy, girl? What you got? Boy.
Yep.
Son, little flawless junior.
Little Draco Christopher.
Okay. Draco Christopher. Shout out. How's that going with your creativity?
It's been, well, at first it was a transition period of, learning and getting in the flow of things and, trying to rebalance all life's, responsibilities.
How old is he? How old?
He's 1 year and 3 months right now.
Okay. So y'all know where he's at with it.
Yeah. Now, right. I mean, fatherhood is amazing. I love being a dad, and it's also motivating, because there's no more like free time. There's no more just sitting around bullshitting. It's like I gotta try to leave a legacy and try to make sure he's set up in life, and like whatever I'm doing now is gonna be that for him. So I can't. There's no time to waste anymore.
Yeah, no, I hear that. So in the studio, what's your main role as the producer? I want people to get into the mind of a producer. It's more than what meets the eyes a lot of times. Or what's your title? What would you call yourself?
Well, in sessions, I'm wear multiple hats because I'm the engineer, as well as the producer, as well as the studio owner. So it's like,
okay.
But if I go to a session, like an outside session, I'm typically just playing the role of the producer, because at big studios, they have an engineer, it just comes with like, there's no not. Sometimes I'll engineer the session, but it's nice just playing the role of the producer and kind of sitting back and like chopping it up with the artist, maybe having them play their latest records, kind of try to get an idea of the vibes they're on, and then at the same time be thinking about all the beats that I have ready to play them.
Okay.
And then kind of like, maybe think about my mind like, oh, I can't play this one because they're not.
They wouldn't feel.
They're on some chill stuff right now. They want, this artist has been playing me a bunch of melodic beats. Let me switch it up. So it's definitely important to just kind of like be aware and try to like pick the artist's brain first and like see what they're on before just like blindly playing a bunch of beats.
So what I see a lot of artists that don't even connect, and it's all like, send me this, send me that, and so they're missing out on that, interaction like that. And getting into the music industry, I didn't know it was so much of these people never even met each other,
right?
So
yeah, I mean, there is a lot of that. But I also do like, that's why it's important to like be versatile, and like if I do get to tap in with an artist and we get a session, like I'm confident in just going with nothing and like making a beat on the spot, or like you gotta kind of just be versatile with.
Have you ever been in a session and it was like the artist and just like, oh, messing up, like, oh, we had one of those before, because everything ain't always glittering gold and stuff. So have you ever been sweating behind the controller?
Absolutely, yeah. There's been a few times where like 3 artists all pulled up, all booked a session, spent like 2-3 hours all recording their verses, and like about to finish up the song and the shit crashes and like
lose everything
gone.
Oh, they want to fight. Oh my goodness.
And they got places to be,
and they were spitting hot fire too.
Right, so they're already like turning up to the song. So
send it to me.
There's been situations like that where you gotta just be like, all right, you know what, I had to eat, do it on my time, have them stay later, and just be like, we're gonna record it better. It's gonna sound better. You can't let them see you sweat.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the second they,
You ever worked with some artists? But like, I'm not working with them. Is it, you get that a lot where somebody coming, it's like, I just a little demanding for somebody that sold 3 records in 2 years.
You know what? I left when I put my engineering hat on, I leave all that, aside because high level artists are very demanding, and do work quickly and are short with you and just run it back, right. So it's like you gotta kind of leave emotions out of being an engineer.
Okay, see that's good. That's good skills to know. Leave emotion out of engineer because they're gonna, the artist. What?
Yeah, because artists could be getting frustrated. Just they're on paid time, so there's pressure to want to do good.
Artists are sensitive. I get it. I'm an artist, so I get it. So that's good that you said that, because that's probably why you're more successful than others, because a lot of people probably might be like, don't be talking to me like that, instead of just letting it go. So, mental strength is important for that job.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta.
What do you do to get before the session? What do you do to get in that zone so that you don't snap? Got the baby crying.
I usually try to make a beat before an artist pulls up. Get there early, set everything up.
Get early important. Yeah. Get there early.
Check the mic, check levels, make sure everything's good, and then if I got some time, I'll try to make a beat real quick. Before they pull up, have some at least, and then some music's playing when the artist gets there, and you just made this beat.
So that's some good game. What's some game that you could to give to a young producer trying to get into the game? And where could they start? Any type of advice that you could give?
Yeah, I mean, just starting out, YouTube is your best friend. People pay a lot of money for classes and schools and certifications. Not that that's not important, because we also are for that. But just start, you can't just rely on that. If you really want to make it, you gotta just go all in. Pick a software, Fruity Loops, Logic, whatever, Ableton, and just learn it. Watch all the videos on the software side, learn all the controls, and then once you have a basic understanding of what you're doing, then what I did is I took my favorite beats and just brought them into the session and was just dissected them. What hi-hat, why did they put hi-hats here? What goes where? The snare goes here. So you can take your favorite music and literally bring it in and break it down. I would use that as a good starting point.
So if you want to start anything, you can start right now. You don't need any money. YouTube. Start looking it up. Start playing. Is any free apps or anything they can get?
Yeah, I mean, there's some
stuff. GarageBand. You can do all that stuff right on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So there's no excuse.
And I think there's some free trials. And I'm sure there's some crack plugins out there.
No, I hear you. So as far as your studio and yourself, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I was gonna say 10, but the way it's done 5.
I mean, I would like to see the studio up and running on its own, and just be, have a back seat to that, and be able to come in when I want, and oversee sessions or work with certain artists, and have the A, B, and C room all done, studio manager, and
maybe you'll have your other side up and running.
Yeah, that's right. And
you got a nice space over there too. We gotta get them.
Yeah, and ideally, all the groundwork I've been putting in, with as far as trying to get placements and networking with bigger artists, I want to see that, kind of come to fruition.
Start pulling some shows, do some DJ, get that out there.
Because it's all, it's just once you get some momentum rolling, it's a lot easier to just keep it going and be able to monetize off that. If I get a bunch of big placements, then all these other younger producers want to work with me, and then you can charge for collaborations and mixing and mastering, and just being in the public eye, and helps what we do, because then people just want to work with you just because they think you're lit sometimes.
So there's a lot of money in it, but on top of take the money out of it just for the love of it. When you started out, you was just doing it because it was something you enjoy, because music, people start off for free. They sing, they rap, they do all that, and the money comes later. But if you don't have that love to still have that grind, to still act like you were when you didn't have any money, you start to lose sight of stuff. So
Absolutely.
As far as the mental health of music, period, how do you see the positives for yourself or others that you work with? Because you work with Jackson, that's my son, and he's been helping him out, and just learning all that stuff is such a mindful way to keep your mind in a positive way, not just looking at just aimless videos and stuff. So doing all that, snares and hi-hats, I don't even know what they be talking about. So it's a skill that when you do that stuff, it's like you like a scientist. Like a scientist, little mini scientist. So I give props to you guys. But talk on the mental side.
Yeah, I mean, you make a great point with that, because music and like making beats probably like saved my life. Because there was a certain point where I really didn't have a direction, and I didn't really have a positive outlook on life, or like hope, even hope of like something better in my life. I was very lost at a certain point. So like making beats and like learning audio production and audio engineering gave me like a new life, essentially. The music, it's therapy, a creative outlet. You can make money off of it. It's done.
See, and it's like all the money, but he saved his life. Like that's the most important thing that he said, and that's how me and him connect, because I see the importance, he sees the importance. That's why I started my studio. It's like I don't even make music. I don't even do anything with music, but I seen the importance and how music and sound affects the human being. So you'll be a fool not to try to tap into that. So that's what we're here for. We run groups. We're going to be out here. If Flawless is out, we're out. We're going to be doing collaborations. So check us out.
Sir.
Any last words you want to say? Because we got a class downstairs right now that we're co-running. Ball Headz, Ivy Grove. We collaborate on that. Any going away thoughts?
Yeah, I would just like to say thank you to you for providing this opportunity and like giving kids a chance in making music and providing this opportunity for kids. You're doing great things. It's nice to be able to like give back and spread the knowledge to the youth. Because
it's fun.
It feeds the soul.
They help me more than I help them most of the time.
And at the same time, like maybe one or two of them, becomes a artist or producer down the road, and like
or even if they just use it to get out of, not get into a fight, because they just calm themselves down in school, or got the train. We downtown Meriden.
That's our cue.
We downtown Meriden. So on that, we're gonna leave. I bet you the mayor or something said like, I'll turn that off. Appreciate you guys. Till next time, Flawless. They call me JUP. We out.
Yeah.
Alrighty.